Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and Mammon. So giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. This is Brother Tazapah here with you again with another lesson. And for this lesson, I want to address some slanderous accusations, all right, that was hurled at Great Millstone by these attention seekers who I won't name because they, just that fact, they are attention seekers, all right, wanting to make a name for themselves and get their group out there, all right, and trying to use Great Millstone to do so. So you will know them if you just go to Apostle Tahar's page. He did a video concerning this very topic and the same group last week, all right, dealing with them trying to steal members from Great Millstone, all right. And so the accusations is that we teach that it's okay to grape underage females, all right, which is, there's nothing further from the truth, all right. We do not teach, we do not condone, we do not uphold that, all right, in this society, all right. And so I want to kick this lesson off here with Matthew 6 and 24, because you got these guys claiming to be big time teachers and leaders of Israel, but yet they don't want to be Hebrew Israelites. Because what the apostle went into, back a decade ago, and thoroughly explained it, then and since then, it's been thoroughly explained by not only the apostles, but by the brethren. I've done videos, all right, and I'm doing this video. And, you know, when I do a video, I try to bring a different perspective, a new light to the situation, you know. And so I'm asking, and we're going to get into the meat of it. I'm asking, you know, for these attention seekers, are you Hebrew Israelites or not? All right? Because you can't serve two masters. If you're a Hebrew Israelite, then you're going to follow what thus said Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, in his word. So all the apostles did was show you what Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, said in his word. And that's it. And that's all was done. That's all that was done. And, you know, since then, we've been slandered for everything from PDF files to being Chester. Y'all know who Chester is, all right? And we don't, you know, we don't do nor condone that type of behavior. But, all right, well, not but to that. I'm saying but because I want to show you what's in the word, all right? We are Hebrew Israelites. And I tell you personally, all right, on my behalf, me personally, all right, I'm not, and I'm good with it. I'm not the most attractive and charming guy. I'm not going to win any handsomest man of the year. You know, I've been called ugly my whole life. And I'm good with it. And I'm saying that to say, with all of that, you know, in my whole life being, you know, teased and ridiculed and mocked and all of that, I still get mine. I ain't never had to take nothing from any woman, ever. All right? So you already know what it's going to be in the kingdom. I ain't never had to take nothing from a woman. And when the kingdom come, I damn sure won't, and neither will any of my brothers. That's just gonna be, you know, yeah, that's not even gonna be an issue. Not to say that we're not gonna have women and want women or like women. I'm just saying a woman is not going to be an issue in the kingdom. All right. Now I'm setting this up for where I'm getting ready to go, and we're getting ready to go, of course, to the law. But we're gonna go here first. Okay, so son of a gun. I'm gonna go here. All right, so this is 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. All right. Let me read on. It says, if any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. All right. So this whole, you know, raping underage females and all of that, y'all got this shit from Esau. This is out of his world. Y'all are in his world. And again, this is why I want to start with Matthew 6 and 24. Are you a Hebrew Israelite, or are you guys heathens? All right, because you sound like a straight up heathen. Well, even the heathens understand back east. All right, they marry their daughters off young. All right, and I don't blame them. You know, I mean, the Apocrypha goes into that. A man loses sleep at night behind his daughter. But once you marry her off, that's a weight off of your shoulders, because you don't want her to come up pregnant in your house. You don't want her to, to get great. But if it happened, it's a way to deal with it. And that brings us to the law. If your daughter just so happened to get caught up, out in the wilderness, out in the field, and she got ravished, well, that's a way to deal with it. You don't have to get in your emotions. You don't have to get all up in arms and, huff and puff and get mad, Because if you was to do something to another man who forced your daughter, then you going off and you can be put to death. So it would behoove you to understand what the law is, so you don't break the law. All right, that's what Esau say. That's one thing we can take from this world, is ignorance of the law is no excuse, especially because the prophets are out here. All right, and this is what we do. We go into the law. So we'll start here. We're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 22, right? We're going to start in verse 23. We'll start at 23. We'll get 22, all right? Deuteronomy 22, chapter 22, verse 22. It says, if a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die. Why? Because they've committed adultery, all right? Thou shalt not commit adultery. What's that? Number 6 or 7 or 5 or 6. Either way, that's one of the 10. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Or it actually says, and it is probably right, around 7, that well, yeah, let's go to it. Because it says thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, but it actually goes into adultery as well. Let's see. Yeah, we can go there. All right. So, bam, that's like number 5. All right. All right. So it looks like commandment number 6 of the 10. All right. Which all in all, it's over 600 something laws, all in all. All right. But here we are, Exodus chapter 20 and verse 14. It says, "Thou shalt not commit adultery." All right. And then, down in verse 17, it says, "Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's." So, all right. It says, for one, do not commit adultery. Then it goes on further to say, don't even covet a man's wife. All right. Like that song Esau got back in or had back in the day. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. He's coveting. He ain't actually committed the act, but he wishing he had that man's woman. That's coveting. All right. The Lord said, Matthew the 5th chapter, that even if you do that, you have committed adultery already. All right. By desiring a married woman or coveting a married woman, you have committed adultery already in your heart. All right. So that's why Deuteronomy 22 and 22 says what it says. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die. All right. Because they both committed adultery. Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman, so shalt thou put away evil from Israel. All right. This is why evil is running rampant. There is no checks and balances among our nation. We're not allowed to govern ourselves. This is why the Lord is coming back to get a remnant of his people so that we can keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, praise, serve, and honor him for eternity, the way that he wants to be praised. All right? Not the way that this world or this man tells you. Oh, you can't marry that young maid. You can't marry that young maid. She's too young. You gotta let her grow up and be a whore first. Then you can marry her once she's hardened, all jaded and hardened and not worth a shit for you. Now that's the way of this world. They don't want you to have a wife. Well, the enemy, the powers that be, the one that call the shots, the ones that's, got their foot on our necks. They don't want us Hebrew Israelite men to have wives. They want us to be plagued with these filthy, low-life whores, all right, to where we can't have peace of mind. We can't have comfort. We can't have, all of that, peace of mind and comfort while we're in this captivity. And I get it, why the Most High put it that way, because shit, we wasn't obedient to him. We was a whore to the Most High. So it's only fitting we get a taste of our own medicine, that all women be whores to us, so we could get a sense of how that feels. And it ain't nice, It ain't a good feeling at all when your women ain't with you. But you know what? To hell with you women, all right? Because y'all need us. We don't need y'all. Y'all need us, and that's going to be shown before this is all said and done. It's going to be shown who's the who's in authority, all right, and who's really independent, which is none of us. We depend on Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and y'all, our women, are to depend on us. But you put Esau in our stead, and you said, fuck y'all, us, Hebrew Israelite men. And you can say that. You hey, you got every right to say that. And just know that comes with consequences. All right. So reading on verse 23, if a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband, and a man find her in the city and lie with her, then ye shall bring them both out into the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones, that they die. The damsel, because she cried not, so that's why she's going to be put to death. All right. She didn't cry out for the act to be stopped. So in other words, she was complicit to some extent or degree. So that's why she's to be put to death. All right. The damsel, because she cried not, being in the city, and the man, because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife. We just read about that. That's adultery. All right. So thou shalt put away evil from among you. It says, but if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her, all right, meaning what? He's going to force himself unto her and come in unto her, all right, forcibly. All right, that means without her consent, he's going to enter in unto her. All right. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. All right. Because, well, let's read. Verse 26, but unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter. All right. So, when she's in the field, it's different from being in the city. All right. Because there is normally no one out there to help. So she could scream and it wouldn't make any difference. But because he forced her, only he's going to be put to death, because she was not complicit in this instant. All right. She did not condone this act. It says, check this out. Verse 26, but unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death, for as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter. So the Lord is likening this to murdering, murdering a man. Well, manslaughter. Well, I get murder, manslaughter. All right. It said, verse 27, for he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her. All right. So she still has to cry, scream. All right. So verse 29 says, verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, all right, which meaning engaged, she's not married, she's not even betrothed, all right, she's just a young maid. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, so not married, which is not betrothed, not engaged, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found, Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver. So, this was written for that purpose, so that you would know what to do in case your daughter, like our foremother, Rachel, our foremother, even, Rebecca after her, Rebecca and Rachel. When when Abraham's servant met Rachel, she was out in the field drawing water. All right. For the flocks, for Laban's flocks, her father flocks. Did I say that right? Yeah, Rebecca. Yeah, well, that was her brother. All right. So Laban was her brother, but later on, all right, not Rachel, Rebecca. I'm saying Rachel, I'm sorry, Rebecca. All right. Abraham's servant met Rebecca at the well watering their flocks. All right. So later on, when Rebecca sent her son, our forefather, Jacob, to go to be, with her people to get away from Esau with his murderous ass. So she told Jacob to flee to her brother Laban, and when he got there, he found Rachel just doing the same thing as her mother. She was at the well drawing water for her father's flock, Laban. Laban. So back then women worked. They provided for their households. The scriptures say that's a righteous thing. And so in that scenario, if you would have caught a woman out there and she was by herself, you was hard up, you could force the woman. But you better have them 50 shekels for her father. Or maybe he would work out a deal, just like in the case, again, of our forefather Jacob, which he worked for 7 years for his wife. All right. Which he ended up taking 2 wives, so he ended up working 14 years, 7 years for each wife. All right. First wife, Leah. Second wife, Rebecca. I'm sorry, second wife, Rachel. So, that's pretty much, according to the law, that's how it's done. The scripture didn't say nothing about go out and do that. And I saw the video. I remember the video. Apostle Tahar never said or instructed anybody to go and do that. If he did, that would have been adding to the scriptures. He just read the law and stated what was lawful according to the law. There's nothing that he or we made up. It's in the law. Now let's finish reading it. Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 29. Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife. All right? She ain't got no say-so about it. She might think the dude is ugly. She might not like him. She might not like his hair. Might not like how he dressed. Ain't none of that mattered. All right? And, hey, you women gonna have a rude awakening, because y'all done came over here and fell for this man lies, and you think you equal or above a man, and when you find out your true place, which the Lord is getting ready to show you here real soon, boy, y'all gonna be, like they say, you know, how the mighty have fallen. But I'm gonna love to see the look on y'all faces when y'all get hit with reality. Some of you are already getting faced with reality. But yes, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her, he may not put her away all his days. All right. And then it goes into the laws, the sexual laws. But, that's the point right there. In the law itself, it says that if a man find a damsel that is a virgin, so that's letting you know she's never been penetrated or known a man. She's never known a man intimately, right? And it says, which is not betrothed. Neither is she engaged to be married. But it says, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found, then he got to come off them shekels. Or he gonna have to pledge some servitude for at least 7 years, at least, because after 7 years, that's the year of release. You gotta let your slaves loose after 7 years. This is why, this shit that's been done to us by this devil Esau, he got a lot to pay for. He didn't give us no year of release. He didn't give us no jubilee. But he come over here, get you in this court, and have you swear on the Bible. He put on his dollar bill, "In God we trust," which I know what it means. But when you don't know no better, you just figure, oh, it's the God in the sky, Most High. But no, he's paying homage to his God. But anyway, that's another lesson. So I'm going to say this on that to show you that them niggas was being shisty and shifty, just like a real nigga. I'm talking about these attention seekers, to show you they was being slanderous, shit. The one guy, I forget his name, Salakia, not former Deacon Hakah, but the other guy, I'm sorry, I can't never remember his name, but he stated that, and understand this, all right, what I'm about to say. He said real slick, like, they say that, well, he accused us of saying that it's okay to grape little girls, and that was never said, ever. That was never, ever, ever said. That, oh, you can grape a little girl. In that phrasing, little girl, that term, little girl. All right. And I'm pointing this out because they know that that's a emotion stirrer. I know it's a better word for that, but it ain't coming to me at the moment. But they know that that's gonna tug at people's emotions when you say grape little girls. And that's the reaction that they want people to have towards us at Great Millstone. They want people to despise us. They want people to loathe us, all right? And at the same time, seeking our validation. They bringing all that shit out because at the end of the day, they want Apostle Tahar's and Great Millstones validation. And at the same time slandering us. Now you can go back to the exchange with Polite, and Polite might have said, use that term, little girl. You know, I don't remember, but Apostle Tahar never used the term little girl. Because that's not what the scripture says, little girl. It says a damsel. A damsel can easily be 12 years old. A damsel is 12 years old. You know, a damsel is when she hits puberty, passes the flower of her age, has her menstruation, her cycle starts, yeah, that means she's ready to reproduce. That means she's ready to marry. Mm-hmm. And when the women hit their puberty, 12, shit, sometime 10, 11. Now they just had, which, well, let me do this. All right. Because I'm showing you that these guys, they're not doing this out of sincerity. All right. They doing this. They had their own ulterior motives and their own faulty ass motivation behind it, but it's not sincere. Cause you know, we don't even speak like that. Oh yeah, bro, you know you can rape little girls. We don't even speak like that. So, you know, it gets frustrating when you know, you don't get treated with respect. But that's all about to change. All right. That's all getting ready to change. I just want to show you this real quick. All right. It says this is biblical gender roles. All right. And it's from biblicalgenderroles.com. And it says, what is the minimum age for marriage according to the Bible? It says the Bible does not speak to any minimum marriage ages for men. In fact, the Bible tells us this regarding a young king in Israel. And it's speaking about Joash. This is 2 Chronicles chapter 24, verses 1 through 3. All right, it said Joash was 7 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Zibiah of Beersheba. And Joash did that which was right in the sight of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, all the days of Jehoiada the priest. And Jehoiada took for him 2 wives, and he begat sons and daughters. You know, so that was when he came of age. You know, yeah, he might have got married at 7, but you know, he couldn't consummate it till he got 12, 13. Probably couldn't wait till he got 12, 13. You know, Jehoiada probably picked him some bad wives. But anyway, that's for the men. That's on me. I want to get to the women. All right, so we'll go jump down here. Yep, here we go. Here we go to the good stuff. So it says, Jewish, at the top of your screen, Jewish tradition tells us that for men, marriage typically occur between 18 and 24, you know, and that makes perfect sense because Them 7 years I just talked about, and that year of release after the 7th year. So this was our custom. You didn't go to goddamn college for 7 or 8 years. You went and you got up under a tutor, what you call that? God damn it! You take up an apprenticeship under a master. All right, so we just use carpentry. You want to, make that money in carpentry, build and repair houses is good money. Always has been good money in carpentry. So then you would go study up under a carpenter, Now, if that was your father, he would train you, to get on your feet. But it might have been somebody in the I was gonna say community, but it would be somebody in the in the neighborhood that he's known for. He's renowned for his carpentry skills, so he might take you in as an apprentice. So when you gonna go? When you get 12, 13 years old, you say, look, pops, I'm gonna go. I'm a man now. And you probably had this conversation before you hit 12 about what you want to do, but you hit 12 and you go do it. Ain't no waiting to 18 and then you still got to check with people to do shit and all this. No, at 12 you got the ball rolling as a man. You get yourself on your feet. So by the time you hit your 20s, you was on your feet. All right, you done learned a skill, and then you done put in work. Because after that year of release, not only do you get to go free, because your apprenticeship is basically this under the same rules as like being in captivity and servitude, all right, for someone for 7 years. So at the end of that 7 years, all right, you get to go on and start your own business, set up your own thing, but your master gonna break you off. So not only you got a skill, but now you got money too to get on your feet, start making your hustle, make a name for yourself. So that would be, if you was at 12, you'd be 19. If you started at 13, you'd be 20. So this is why they say that Jewish tradition tells us that for men, marriage typically occurred between 18 and 24, because you ain't got no time to waste. Like they do today. Oh, I'm gonna play the field a little bit, or the women. Oh, I'm gonna go out there and play around and whatever. They want to try different rods. It's the women of the day. They want to try different rods. They want to do that and then get settled down, and you get married, y'all in y'all late 20s or 30s, and she already done laid with shit. Y'all know how it go. I ain't got to say throw no numbers out there, but yeah, see, this way, check it out. You get out of your servitude, 7 years, right? You a young buck, bucking, 19, 20 years old. You gonna find you another 19, 20-year-old? No, you're not. Because they're probably, most of them, majority of them will be already married. You got to go get you a 13, 12, 13, 14-year-old. Let us see. You got something going for yourself. Yeah, baby, I got shit. I got my own business going. What you want? What you talking about? But anyway, that's exactly how it was. That's why we know that Joseph was he was Mary's elder. He was older than her. All right, and not by a little bit. He was a established man by the time he took Mary to wife. Our Lord Yahweh's mother, Mary. As a matter of fact, let's read on. It says Jewish tradition tells us that for men, marriage typically occurred between 18 and 24. And for women, we are told, marriage occurred at a much earlier age, around 12 and 1/2 years. All right, 12 and 1/2 years. Now, a nigga say, oh, that's a little girl. That's a little girl. No, that's a damsel, a young maid. All right. And according to her creator, all right, according to her creator, she can marry. So who the fuck are you to say, oh, no, that's get all flustered and shit. The Lord said it, nigga. And you want to make it personal. Well, go ahead, make it personal, and be sure to let Yahweh know when he get back that you got a personal beef with what he said or what the Father said in His Word. You be sure to let Yahweh know that. I'm gonna see if he be as cordial with you. So it says, and for women, we are told marriage occurred at a much earlier age, around 12 and 1/2 years. 12 and a half. Why? Because men didn't want to deal with that hassle, that headache, that worry. You gotta send your daughter out every day, go fetch water, go do something, and you concerned every day. And she might not get raped. She might see somebody and want to give it away. All of these things bring shame upon a man's household. So, best way to deal with that, marry her off as soon as possible. I ain't saying just to any my first nigga to come along, but I'm saying ASAP. In the kingdom, it'll be a little different. All right. In the kingdom, it's going to be way different. So let me just put this out there, because it's like I was saying earlier. Me, and I know all the brothers too, they never had no issue getting no woman. So we definitely ain't gonna have an issue in the kingdom. But we're gonna need Deuteronomy chapter 22, and then verses 22 on down to 29. We're going to need that, all right, to judge these heathens with. Because I guarantee you, some of them will. Some of them heathen nations, maybe them Hamites. Who knows? Shit, Esau. Probably get a notion of want to force a woman. And then guess what we gonna do? If it come up before us, we'll say, well, give the father his 50 shekels, and that's it with that. And I don't want to hear nothing else about it. Give that man his 50 shekels. Oh, you don't have 50 shekels of silver? Well, You're going to serve this man for 7 years and pay him for his daughter. So that's where that comes in. All right. Because the Lord, then thank the Lord, for the Lord is righteous. The Lord is just. You know, want to put a man to death just because he want to get him a little piece. He don't want to go through all that rigmarole. You know. Now I ain't saying, that there's nothing wrong with that, but through the law, it gives us a way to make it right. It gives us a way to make the correction. All right. Again, either you're a Hebrew Israelite or you're a heathen. If you are a Hebrew Israelite, you're going to deal with this law. Bottom line. And those who don't wish to deal with the law in its equity, in all of its equity, you will perish. All right? The Lord is delivering law-abiding Hebrew Israelites. Not to say that, we ain't going to go off, but we are in agreement with what thus said the law. All right? And that's where we differ. All right? At Great Millstone, we agree with the law. And can't wait till it's fully enforced. All you other camps, y'all make excuses. But anyway, I had this for the sake of time. I ain't got time to go into it. But you want something to do? You niggas need something to do. Look. All right, this from Fox News. Illegals charged with murder, rapes, and kidnapping in a week of shocking crimes across the U.S. It's so much to rebuke or to speak on. It's so much wrong in the world. Why are you fucking with those who strive to do right? You got all this. How long is this shit? I didn't watch the video. Let me see something. But I did read the article. Let me see what he's talking about. I ain't got time for that. All right.
Congressman Wesley Hunt, Republican of Texas. Jocelyn Nungary was found strangled to death just a few miles outside of his district. What do you want people to know about this story this morning?
First of all, I'm the father of 2 young girls. This is devastating to me, and my heart goes out to the families that lost this young girl. And these animals that did this deserve to rot in hell. And right now, there's blood on Joe Biden's hands because via executive fiat, he destroyed our southern border. During President Trump, we had the safest southern border that we have seen in modern history. We had strength at our border. It was not run by the cartels. We didn't have these animals entering our country. And President Trump said this 9 years ago, that they are not going to sit in their best and brightest here if we have an open border. And now American children are dying. This is absolutely absurd. This is absolutely un-American. 11 million people entering our country illegally. Enough fentanyl to kill every American 6 times has entered our country, and now our children are dying, and it is the federal government's job to keep our children safe, and we are failing them. Via executive
you see it says Houston. That's becoming common in Houston and surrounding cities because the cartels are beginning to take over. As far as, like he said, the border, they moved their headquarters. I forget. I don't know which, if it's the Tren de Agua, or if it's Sinaloa. It might be Sinaloa, But one of them gangs moved their headquarters right outside the border of El Paso. All right. Which when you drive through El Paso on I-10, you look to your left, all you see is Mexico. I mean, it's right there. And that's how close El Paso is to Mexico. You look to your right, it's Texas. You look to your left, you can see nothing but Mexico. All right. They coming over here. I think one of them impregnated an 8-year-old. You know? So, I mean, there's plenty of shit to be mad at without having to manufacture some shit to talk about or to be disgusted about. These niggas from El Salvador, these niggas from Guatemala, all these, you know, Northern Kingdom niggas coming over here. Victor Martinez Hernandez, 23, faces charges of first-degree murder and rape after police allege he attacked Rachel Morin, 37, on a trail in Bel Air, Maryland, on August 5th, 2023. So, yeah, it just goes on and on. They out here really doing the shit. Ain't nobody rebuking them. Matter of fact, a lot of these guys done been in jail and released. Yeah, so they drive drunk, kill people on the highways, and they rape and murder your daughters. Well, ain't nobody got nothing to say about them. Let's just, target Great Millstone because they're teaching the scriptures. Let's just, we need to get on them. That's one of the chicks. She's dead. Okay, that's Rachel. That's Rachel Morin. Hey, you see, forcing is one thing, and then murder is something totally different. These people coming over here, these people are sick. This one up in New York. Look at here. Let's say Christian Inga Landi, 25, walks out of the NYPD 112th precinct on Tuesday, June 18, 2024. Inga is charged with rape, kidnapping of a minor, among other charges, stemming from the sexual assault of a 13-year-old girl in a park on Thursday. All right. That's him. And again, I told you this months back, earlier in the year. Well, I can't say for sure that these Northern Kingdom Israelites, but I want to say them. It may have been all of them, but one group, it might have been the Chinese. No, it might have been, it may have been the El Salvadorians that they was told that, well, the Chinese too, I believe it was all of them, that, that they could do that. They was told, that, hey, American got all the women you want. And that's why a lot of the people coming across the border are single men. Yeah, they've been told, come over here. It's, America is ripe for the pickings. Illegal immigrants charged with kidnapping Indiana teen. They kidnapped and ain't no telling what else. That's Missouri. So And these are Israelites for the most part, you know, by the way. These are Israelites. So, I mean, come on, man. Come on. We talking about this, and the MOTB, the hour of temptation, is knocking at the door, and this is what we talking about? You know, you want to make a name for yourself, do the work of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And when he's ready, he will elevate you and give you the fame, just as he promised. Anyway, that's it. I pray that you was edified, and till the next one, hey, Shalom.